Hello and welcome to the latest episode of Harmonious World. My name is Hilary Seabrook and this podcast is inspired by a Quincy Jones quote. Imagine what a harmonious world it would be if everyone shared a little of what they're good at. On Harmonious World, I chat with musicians and those with an interest in music to get them to share what they are good at. My past guests have included seasoned professionals, Grammy winners, nominees, as well as those starting out in the music business. Alongside Harmonious World, my blog contains album and live performance reviews, and all the links are in the show notes. For this episode, I'm joined by Slovak violinist and composer Petra Onderuf. She's an incredible violinist, and she was founder of the Wild Strings Trio. What you're listening to now is Positive, which is the final track on Petra's album An Odd Time of Day, which is out now. I hope you enjoy listening to my conversation with Petra. Well, welcome, Petra Onderuf, to Harmonious World.
Thank you very much.
And this is, I love An Odd Time of Day. This is a great album.
Thank you. I'm so happy to hear it.
Yeah, so I love it. Tell my listeners how it came about.
Well, it's been a long story for me because I've been writing these tunes for our past 9 years. And I was studying composition in this time, and I was doing many other things in between. So I never actually took time to finally finish this until last year when we played with this band already for 3 years, and then we decided to go and record the album. So these tunes, yeah, I think the first one I wrote now, it's 10 years ago.
Okay. So they go back. So they perhaps chart something of where your life has been going in that period. And of course, that would have included lockdown.
Yeah, exactly. And then the last tune I wrote, it was during lockdown. It's the tune Waiting for MK, which was partly also waiting for something to happen.
Yeah. We all spent a lot of time doing that, didn't we?
Yeah.
This is a great album. And one of the things I really like about it, which comes across and where you've explained it makes sense, which is that you sound like a group of people who have played together lots.
Mm-hmm. We actually don't play so much together. It's I played with the drummer in another band, so with him we know each other really well. And with the pianist and the bass player, with Luka Dobnikar and Rok Zalokar, we play for these 3 years. And we had maybe, I would say 10, 15 concerts over this past period. But I think they are all such amazing musicians that they are great listeners, great communicators in the music. So it's just always back and forth communication of what's happening. So we sound like we play forever together since ever.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. So can you tell me a little bit about your background? Because I have to confess, this is the first time I've heard of you. And I, as I said, this is a great album and I'm surprised that I haven't heard of you before. So tell me a bit about what your journey is musically.
Well, I think it's really for the first time that I appear in a jazz world, because till now I was more in ethno music, folk music, and combined ethno and jazz, and then more in the part of the world as Slovenia and Slovakia and Austria, and so probably that makes sense that you didn't hear about me.
Good.
But I have so my background, I studied violin, studied jazz violin, and studied composition, and in between I have this another amazing band, Wild Strings Trio, with whom we compose actually all three together, and we play some kind of. It's a lot of improvisation and a lot of jazz influences as well, but it's more influenced by folk music, different traditional music, and we travel all around the world already since we play together for 11 years now. So that's maybe where you could hear about me, but otherwise, this is my really first time, my debut album for real in the jazz world.
Right. And what's interesting is obviously you play violin, but you composed all the pieces, and you haven't hogged the limelight with your violin. You quite often there'll be other stuff going on, and then all of a sudden the violin will appear. And I
Mhm.
really like that it's not a kind of, oh look, this is me with a few people in the background. It feels very inclusive.
Yeah, I think that's what I like about music. It's working together with other people. It's playing with each other, and it's I bring the pieces. There's the melody written, and there is the harmony. But then and I have some idea of the arrangement. But very often each of us gives their own idea about what to do with the groove, what to do with this arrangement, maybe change some little parts. So I think like more people are included, more interesting it can become.
Oh, absolutely.
Mm.
Yeah, definitely. So what are your plans now this album is out in the world? What are your plans for promoting it? And are you going to do some concerts, and are you going to come to the UK?
Oh, I really hope so. I just got some connection with some festival. A friend of mine told me about. So I hope once. Nothing is really planned yet. But for now, we have release concerts. We played last week in Ljubljana, in our main city where we live, and then we will play in Zagreb and in Maribor, another Slovenian city. Then we have some concerts in Slovakia in April and some ideas or some plans for the festivals in summer, which are not yet confirmed, so I cannot say. But yeah, but well, UK, I would love to.
Well, yeah.
Definitely everywhere.
Yeah, definitely. You should. It would be really nice to hear you at Love Supreme, which is our Greenfield Festival, which is
Mm.
in, I think it's the 4th, and it's usually the first weekend in July. It's the 4th of July, I think it starts.
Oh, great.
And but that would be really nice because it's very open air, and it feels like that would be a really nice place to hear your music.
Yeah, we played few open air festivals exactly on the grass fields, and it's so nice. We love it.
Yeah. No,
Love it.
absolutely. Fantastic. Thank you for joining me. It was a real pleasure talking to you, and I wish you every success
Thank
with
you
this
so much.
album. Hope
Yeah,
to see you in the UK soon.
exactly. Thank you for invitation and talking to me.
I hope you enjoyed listening to that conversation with Petra Onderuf. What you're listening to now is, it's either Deet or Dete. I'm sure I'm pronouncing that wrong both ways, but it's one of the tracks from Petra's album An Odd Time of Day. But I really like this, and I particularly like that start with just the violin and bass. That's probably one of my favourite bits from the whole album. Please remember that you can find reviews of albums and live gigs on the blog. And I hope you enjoy listening to Harmonious World, and do get in touch with any comments you might have, and please share this episode, particularly if you enjoyed discovering new artists as I do. Until the next episode, please share what you're good at. Use the hashtag #ShareHarmony. Thanks for joining me this week on Harmonious World. Thank you for listening to the latest episode of Harmonious World. My name is Hilary Seabrook, and it's a great delight to bring this series of discussions with musicians and composers and writers and all sorts of people to you. Obviously, there's no point in having a podcast if people aren't listening, and I'm very grateful to my listeners for doing so. Thanks also to Joe English for composing and performing this new theme tune. So wherever you get your podcast, you can leave a review. You can share this with your friends and family, either as a link or on social media and that sort of thing. I'd be really grateful for that. Don't forget that you can subscribe now. There's a link wherever you get your podcasts. So have a great week, and please remember why I started this, which is just to try and make the world a little more harmonious. Thanks for listening to Harmonious World.